Hello and welcome back to Ace Attorney. Of course, we gotta continue after a long time, and it is episode 3, Turnabout Samurai. Day 1 investigation. Yep, that should be right. Let's load, yeah! Oh my god, we haven't done an episode in so long, and we're here with this little nice lady. We have talked about everything here. And we can't present anything. I think we've done that. In that case, we're gonna move to outside Studio 1. Anything new to talk? Nope. Apparently not. Move inside our main gate. Let's go back to the main gate. Uh-oh. Global Studios, main gate. What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Okay, let's talk. Assistant's claim. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Alright, you better tell me, and tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin! Someone's been complaining about the work I do. We're just talking to the assistant in Studio 1. Her! She's not even a full-time employee. All you young'uns are like that nowadays, saying that and the other thing. Well, I owe you knew a thing about respecting elders back when shame on you. She left. Well, Nick? This is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Check the computer. Examine this. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with his computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Try it, of course. Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, right, Nick? Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. Let's see, first I need the date of the murder. It looks like the camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. 1. That was when the security lady arrived at the guard station. Please enter the number of the security camera. Oh no. ST307 703 370. It was not the last one. ST703 ST307. I think it was that one. There! Entered! Okay, I remembered! Oh my god, how long has it been since I recorded? And I actually remembered it. Oh my god, I'm actually kind of proud of me. Of myself. There, entered. Oh wait. Hey! It printed out the data for that day! It was correct! Let's see what we got. Uh-huh. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed out on the back? Huh? October 15th, 2 p.m., photo 2. What does that mean? That there must be another one. Maybe there's more photo data from that day. Oh my god, what's with me today? Nope, that's the only one in the computer. It was deleted. Powers? Photo added to the court record. Taken at the gate between the entrance and the studios. Hey, Nick! Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy so soon. Yes, exactly. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for today? Are we? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady? To be continued. Okay. And that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Just kidding. Yes. No. Back. Okay. October 18th, 10 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 4. It is time! And there he is, Edgeworth is back again. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 PM on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. There he is! Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court? Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios. See? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of the action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 PM on that day. Past the security station there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. 3 people. Right after that, at 1 PM, the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 PM. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. But the time of death was 2:30 PM. But wouldn't there be blood everywhere if he was just pierced by a spear while he was alive? It would be full of blood. It would be, sorry to be graphic, but gushing out and stuff. But if he is dead, that would not happen. And that's why he was already dead when he was stabbed, right? It must be like that. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? We could. But I think we got it. Let's skip it. Yeah. I think I can probably remember that. Oh my god, hopefully. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. The spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And the question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. And there she is! Oh my god, old bag lady. Will the witness declare her name? Oh, oh my god! No! My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. Even when I was young, I was an Oldbag. Still, other children would make fun of me. Believe it, but there was this boy, the captain of the ship. He called me Oldbag while I cried and cried because... Oh, objection! I object to the witness talkativeness. Oh, objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, say I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you? You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. That's her name, oh my god. Witness's testimony. Witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. But was it him? Because one thing I find very odd is that the pants are so long. Why are the pants so long? Like, it definitely isn't intended to be that long, right? That's so suspicious. Like, that was just another person in the costume, if I had to guess. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. There we are. Cross-examination! On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Hold it! So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio? Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You'd need an employee card key to get in. Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through since the morning. Hold it! A run-through? They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing? Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there after noon? I had some errands to run that morning. Hold it! What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. I don't know. Answer the question! Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Poor Hammer, she's always saying poor Hammer. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper! I told you I locked the main gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyways, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. Hold it! Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? No. He already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Hold it! So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second? Oh, of course! I'm a professional, you know? Or are you criticizing how I do my job? Whippersnapper! Whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time! Snipper Whapper! Snipper Whapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon, the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? At 2:30, yeah? Hold it! How did you know that? Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Uh-oh. Poor Detective Gumshoe getting ratted out by a security guard. Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. Hold it! 2? You're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Oh. Now, don't get your skivvies in a bunch. I'll tell you who it is. Your skivvies in a bunch. It was Powers. The man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Nope, hold it. So you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. It was Powers, the man right here. Well, let us present. Powers, ? Photo? Oh, wait a second. Present! Objection! Let me get this straight, Oldbag. Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? The music! Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. Uh-oh. Oh. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Oldie Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is that the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Oh! I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss... witness. He's having trouble calling her Oldbag, apparently. Maybe because he's also an Oldbag. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have to prove. What? Even Edgeworth is surprised? The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Oh my god. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, this isn't any good evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Sorry. Okay. Let's hear about your proof then. Uh-oh. Witness's testimony. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Okay. Interesting. But it could just be him walking weird or something. So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Cross-examination. Man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Hold it! Whippersnapper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow, the up and up. Youth today, always whining about each other, pointing fingers. It's not enough to make an old lady cry. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try to not upset the witness. I think Edward has met his match. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene. Can we press here? Hold it! Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers. He's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil Magistrate. And me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Exactly. Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. I saw Powers trip and fall. Wait, let's go back. Whoops. Hold it! Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Oh God. Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Hold it! He broke a prop? Sure did! His own samurai spear! What? Why do we not know this? What? His samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. Samurai spear updated in the court records. The murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. But where is it? I can't see it. Is it like this? But this... I don't think so. Huh. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well... we couldn't find it. We're looking though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. No! And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? Object, wait and see what happens. Let's... object! Hold it right there! We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else, not caught on camera, could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Witness testimony. Witness's account. Continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? We can't hold it, okay. The only person I saw go to the studio before that was Mr. Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Cross-examination! Witness's account continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30. Hold it! How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Hold it! Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quiet, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there. Hold it! What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area then. And they locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. No one else went there. Before them was Will Powers. But like, I don't know, should we just present this again? I think we might lose a life here, but let's do it. Objection! Hold on! Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture? And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Oh my god. Because it is photo number 2. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m, photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo 2. Photo 2? The computer only held data for 1 photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1? If it really was the only photo? Uh-oh. Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for 1 of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Ah! You, watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what I would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Uh-oh. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate, someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. Witness testimony, the other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out 1 photo that day. Oh, now you remember, sure. Miss Oldbag, this is the first time I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Cross-examination. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Hold it! Another job? That's right. I check all the people that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes. Do you back up all the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. Wow. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Hold it! Who are you to determine? Yes, exactly. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces. For the most part. What? For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch the suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out that one photo that day. Hold it! Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? Humph, a fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me, and that's not suspicious? They get information about their rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Objection! Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. These were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employer area. My god, this lady is impossible. Oh my god. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? But that's what we already suspected when visiting the place. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and? They're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased? It was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. Uh-oh. What? Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other one was a boy who looked to be about in 3rd or 2nd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? Assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Okay. October 18th, 11:08 AM. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Mr. Powers. Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that photo? How should I know? That Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick? What are you going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right! And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. And we're back in court. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. And I think this is a good point to wrap it up for today. A lot happened, and I think we all need some time to process everything that just happened in trial. But wow, that was exciting! Well, thank you so much for watching this episode. I'm so excited to see how it's gonna go, and I can't wait for the next episode where we're gonna find out who we're gonna basically accuse of being the murderer. Oh my god, I hope you're just as excited as I am. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye!